Taylor. When Charles Taylor gave the instruction to one of his SOD commanders in person of Yeke Koluba, when Yeke led an array group of SOD soldiers on the main campus of the University of Liberia under the regime of Charles Taylor, instituted terror, brutalized, manhandled, and malhandled peaceful university students. When our mothers were raped, our brothers and sisters were beaten, people's arms and legs were mutilated. The students got reminded of what transpired. And so they were afraid after the president said our classes should have resumed today. They were afraid to come to school because of what happened. And so the Avant-Garde Party has frowned on the situation. And it has aroused the feeling of discontent and disdain. And so we deem it necessary today to give our position on what transpired yesterday. And we'll be very clear, we'll be very succinct, and very fiery in our position statement. And so, ladies and gentlemen of the press, permit me, as I welcome, as I introduce, as I usher in the man who will give you the final position of the Avant-Garde Party, Comrade, Revolutionary Commissar, the chairperson, the man who presides over the tripartite section of the Avant-Garde Party, Comrade Revolutionary William Shekubira Sando. I want to say to you, Comrade Chairman, you are welcome to speak to the press, to speak to the Liberian people, to speak to the student community, to speak specifically to the students of the University of Liberia.
Long live, 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 Chairman Sando, long live. Long live, long live, long live, long live, long live, PROSA, long live. Down, 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 violence down. Down, 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 violence down. Down. Forward, 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 peace, forward. Forward.
Comrade Chairperson, the last hope for the students remains the Revolutionary Avant-Garde Progressive Student Alliance of the University of Liberia. And so whatsoever statement you will give here will determine whether the students should continue in a state of panic. Whatsoever statement you will give here will determine whether the student will return to normal academic activities. So, Comrade Chairperson, you are welcome to speak to the press. Amanda, 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 viva, 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 Chairman Sando, viva, viva. Your intellectual consciousness, your superior logic, Manda, 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 Aluta.
Chairman Sando, long live, long live, long live, long live the undying spirit of Chairman Sando, long live, long live, long live, long live, long live the fighting spirit of Chairman Sando, long live, Manda, Manda, Amanda.
Wait.
Amanda.
Wait.
Amanda Nick Africa, wait.
Wait.
Amanda.
Wait. Who?
Amanda.
Wait. Thank you. Thank you, comrades, for such a resilient battle cry that has energized me. And I want to use this time to appreciate the press as we go forward into our position statement regarding to what transpired yesterday. And so we have had all of the press conferences. Today we'll be talking on various bullet points. So firstly, on March 11, we had a press conference condemning statements emanating from the moribund Student Disunification Party and that of Akawas Moses Great, who purported himself to be a political giant And so we sent out a caveat that their cat and rat play of exchanges in terms of showing supremacy should not be on the main campus of the University of Liberia. Because as you media outlets, you follow the exchanges. But then, after the incident of Mr. Aloysius Howell, who decided to come on the campus of the University of Liberia for whatever reason we don't know, and he was being chased by the Moribund Unification Party. After said incident, you notice that it became a national attention. It was on that basis that Honorable Carlos Moses Gray decided to send up a challenge that he would have appeared on the campus on Monday, which was yesterday. And we also noticed a counter argument from the Moribund Unification Party that any attempt that Honorable Gray would have appeared, there were going to be a scene of attraction in terms of violence. And so it became a challenge. It became a national concern. And in our amaze and dismay, we saw press releases coming from the administration of the University of Liberia. The first one was from Alpha, the University of Liberia Faculty Association. In that press release, we saw a contradiction where Alpha indicted the General Student Body of the University of Liberia, which of course, PROSA takes zero exception to that. It was an affront to the decent students of this university.
Whoa, it's not another one, whoa.
What we know of, and most journalists that are here present, and the public, was that it was a particular student grouping. So it beats our imagination that authorities and administrators of the University of Liberia will be so coward-minded and sycophantic in not identifying these groupings, specifically the Moribund Unification Party. There are footage, there are videos for evidence. And so we identify contradiction in their ratings. But how can you indict the over 25,000 students of the University of Liberia? It didn't just stop there. The next release that came up was from the Insurance Student Leadership. The University of Liberia's Insurance Student Leadership also. That has been headed by one of the students that hail from the Moribund Unification Party, whose name is Favli Dukle, sorry. Favli Dukle. And that umbrella, as per our understanding, should be the most conscious and independent student representation on this campus. Whether you are a SUPES, and whether you are from SIM, for Studa, or you are a portion, you represent the dream and aspiration of the over 24,000 students. And so Favli knows fully well that it was the Moribund Unification Party that he belongs to that carry on such act of hooliganism and Turkish tendency. In his writings, you can go and do your research. The Moribund Unification Party was not mentioned. Instead, he indicted the 25,000 students as university students and carry on the act of hooliganism. We take zero exception to that. That was the second press release. Most disgustingly and frustratingly, we saw the president of the University of Liberia in person of Dean Saudi Nelson. Ignorantly, sycophantically indicted the students also. He didn't mention the perpetrators.
Down, 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 Saudi Nelson, down.
Down. Go and look at the 3 press releases that I'm talking about. He didn't. He also followed similar trend. And so, when the incident occurred, we didn't rush to speak to the press. We follow all of these organs of the University of Liberia, most especially from the office of the president. In our dismay, we saw that the students were being bastardized. The students were being indicted. And so on Saturday, yes, we had a press conference calling upon the administration of the University of Liberia to take seize of the matter. We condemn the Moribund Unification Party. We condemn Honorable Akawas Mosogwe to desist from their acts of political sheer naivety and pomposity in the name of showing supremacy. Because as per our understanding, when it comes to university politics, SU has always tried to show supremacy in their limited understanding that the act of supremacy is of being violent, of throwing stones. That is our understanding. And so Gray from the other side believes that he's a statesman. He graduated from the University of Liberia. The University of Liberia is in his district. And these were statements that they were building a case on. And so for us, we made a position statement that on Monday, the avant-garde party will be on the scene to protect the interests of the students. And one may ask and wonder how we have protected the students. And so by 6 o'clock, the avant-garde party was on the scene. We captured the most conscious terrain of the University of Liberia in terms of political consciousness, which is the political powerhouse.
Viva, 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 PROSA, viva,
Viva! When we did that, by 8-9 o'clock, students begin to come on the campus. And so we created our normal drill in terms of intellectualism. Because that's the only thing that PROSA knows best, to provide political consciousness. So we told the students that they should not get involved. They should not get involved in that cat and rat play. All they need to do is to listen to the avant-garde party and get the message in our position statement. While on the scene, unfortunately, we witnessed over 200 men, militants of the Moribund Unification Party, paraded the campus. That alone sent a signal and fear to the ordinary students. And in a twinkle of an eye, they camouflaged themselves. We were still under the power speaking to the conscious students of the University of Liberia. In less than 15 to 20 minutes, we saw a barrage of Turkish individuals beyond the honorable lawmaker. And I'm so frustrated that I'm even calling him honorable man. More than 300 to 400 district residents, yes, students as well. But we saw some faces that were not in conformity of intellectualism as per his visit. To have lunch on campus, as a statement, you need not 300, 400 pressing. But again, is you must analyze there was a threat coming from another side that has always portrayed themselves to be violent. And so probably it was on that light, he had to come with 500 men. And so as per our observation, when he arrived with those 500 men, right at the entrance, we saw a counter reaction from the Moribund Unification Party that they have already predicted that they will do, and which of course they did. They started to stone the honorable men. The photos are there. The videos are there. We are not making stories here. And so they first attacked the honorable man. That's why we condemn him. But let us call a space a space. When they arrived with the 200 men, no one attacked them. No one absolutely attacked them. The videos are there from start to end. But when the honorable men arrived, they decided to throw stones. And obviously, as per the perception of the honorable man that he would have counter-attacked, he retaliated. And then the campus of the University of Liberia became a scene of sorrow, where students were being wounded. Because even the supers are students. That's why of their acts of organizing, they are students. And so we noticed many of them were wounded. Even the men of Akaro's Grove were wounded. And so ordinary students were being caught in the wet. There were properties missing. Because you have different people from different sides of the society on the campus of the University of Liberia. And so upon that, if you go and follow the video, one of the kind that we instituted yesterday, he, Honorable Gray, wanted to enter the most conscious terrain of the University of Liberia, which is the protocol Paraho. And we look into his face. It's unfortunate. This will be the last place that you enter. Because firstly, we told you not to venture around this vicinity as per the situation. Insofar, we were invited by a political party. Most especially, a political party has captured the most conscious terrain of the University of Liberia. And as per my understanding, he's our students, from student. So it was not student that was under the political paraho, as per the tradition, the political tradition of student politics and activism on the campuses of the University of Liberia. And so we stopped him. But again, we didn't stop him by violence. We provided revolutionary consciousness. The Honorable Gray, you are a nominal of the University of Liberia. We registered that. But be reminded of the tradition. To appear under the political power, you must have been invited by a political party. If you are a supers, a veteran, your party will invite you to provide safety. Because the terrain of the University of Liberia is politically charged. You cannot just infiltrate the perimeter of the University of Liberia as a student activist. And so we reminded him that this is not student, and so you cannot use force. PROSA didn't invite you. But most likely, we are not stopping you of the presence on the campus of the University of Liberia, most especially the Capital campus. But with our understanding, you will not enter this political power. We use words. We use words. We don't throw stone. And being Honorable Gray being a farsighted student leader that understands the modus operandi of student activism, he left. The videos are there. He left quietly until my speech ended. And we see our American chair that when the power has been vacant, and you think you have the moral spoils, the revolutionary spoils to enter the parallel and be safe, then you can go and take it. Because by then it's been what? Vacant. And we left. It was at that point Honorable Gray took charge of the parallel halt. While we left, and just by then we're around Nan Street. We're around Nan Street. We received an intelligence. But before I go there, let me remind you, in our speech, before we concluded yesterday, we made a political revelation to the public, to the student community, that what you are seeing here is not just a student-related matter. It's bigger than student politics. We made that speech. The records are there. Now, what you are seeing here is more of a national political instigation. We told the students that political actors, most especially, and even within the CDC, have infiltrated the studentification party of Wogabi Tapia. The political actors in this current dispensation has infiltrated the studentification party of Wubi Dabar that some of us cherish at the time because of their political role. And so, the studentification party that you now see, they are being compromised. They are not in your interests. They are being used as stooges to accomplish political actors' vendettas. And so we may mention that Yeke Koruba. I never knew that Yeke Koruba had a second thought to have appeared on the campus. But as a revolutionary student radical, with our political consciousness, we predicted that Yeke Koruba has been training supers for the intent purpose of the militant brigade of the CPP.
Political revolution. Say you.
Go and follow the videos.
Say you.
Made that revolution.
Viva, 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 they are all caricature. Viva, 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 they are all caricature. Viva, viva. Say you. PROSA stand for peace. Say you.
We made a revelation. The records are there, the recordings are there. That they have been trained. And every part of Monday, you saw posts from different individuals. It was being alleged. And it was being podcasts. The actors, major political actors from the CPP, from the opposition. As per what I saw, we saw Yombly Kanga Lawrence, Yeke Koruba, Dawes DeLong, being alleged that they gave the Moribund Unification Party $3,500 United States dollars prior to Monday night. And so we analyzed it, and people said it was a propaganda. But the avant-garde party analyzed it, and to our surprise, after the revolution,